Chancen und Grenzen von internationalen virtuellen GDM-Beiträgen. Dieser Beitrag wurde unterstützt von Dr. Melanie Platz, Matthias Größler, Jörg Rapp und Stefanie Buchheit. The generic principle of this virtual participation mode of a conference is a movement from high-cost solution to low-cost solution. Of course, sometimes you lose precision, performance, acceptance of participants, options for interaction. So from moving from high cost to low cost solution, there could be a decline of features, a decline of quality. On the other hand, we can reduce the total cost of ownership, so the money that's needed to provide a certain solution for conferencing. But on the other hand, we can increase the number of people that can afford and apply for the solution. This is also a positive option, moving from high cost to low cost solution. And at least we can increase the repetition or the resolution of experiments from high cost to low cost solution. We can integrate more people by the virtual conferencing mode. And this is a big opportunity, and many institutions, universities have to face a decline of financial resources and time resources, so that we have the financial and time constraints for the participants. Furthermore, we have the constraint that face-to-face communication it's much better than a virtual communication as single user, but at least we have to combine and negotiate a balanced decision between face-to-face meetings at regional meeting points and virtual connectivity to reduce the carbon impact of a conference because of reduced travel costs. Furthermore, we have time constraints for the schedule and buffer mechanisms so that all videos and flash meetings are available for the users early in advance, and they have to be submitted prior to the conference, which is different from presenting the video or the talk for the first time when you arrive at the conference. There's some organizational preparations needed that provide a constraint for the organization of a virtual meeting or virtual parts of a conference. What are the limitations of a virtual conference track? We need different regional meeting points in different areas that are connecting to the conference. But these different regional meeting points with a couple of people meeting at that regional meeting point, maybe in South Africa or El Salvador or a developing country somewhere in the world, we need a trusted network of people so that this collaboration will be operational. Furthermore, we have some security issues due to time zones and office times. In some developing countries, the security problem is in the way that when you have to consider the time zone and the time differences in different time zones, the people joining the conference have to be in the office during unsecure time of the day, and this is not acceptable for the people living in a certain area. So this is a security issue if they participate virtually to a conference when they live in the different time zone of the GDM conference. There's quite a few limitations about the number of people so that the interaction is possible. So there are a number of people from 25 to 30. We had at the UN campus in Bonn, we had maximum 19 participants, or participants in terms of network nodes with a computer. So we have 19 computers logged in an international network. That means that in some networks in the last 2013 conference there were 21 people at one regional meeting point that joined the meeting, but that not means that they necessarily interacted during the video conferencing tool with the other members at other regional meeting points. WHO performs webinars with 100,000 people with a chat environment for educational and capacity building material. So this is quite different. So limited number of people that link together, that have a network trust. This is an important limitation we have in this type of virtual tracks. The limitation is nearly one computer at each regional meeting point to avoid audio problems, so feedback, so playback at one computer will be entered in the microphone of another computer, so that you create some feedback loops if the speakers are loud in that room where the audience is participating in the virtual conference. That has to be also mentioned as a limitation of that virtual conference mode. So now we look at the benefits for the users or participants. First of all, a video is a presentation of the talk of the author, and at the same time the video is an asynchronous capacity building material where someone who is not able to join the conference or join the track has the opportunity to view the presentation at another time, and you will be able to contact the author via email or via Flash or Skype meeting, so that the contact could be there even if the possibility was not there to join this virtual track. Face-to-face communication at regional meeting points is one big benefit of the regional meeting point structure. So that if you bring together a couple of people that have the same interest in the subject, especially the conference track at the GDM conference, then it will be possible to link those people. They have a face-to-face discussion locally at the regional meeting point. They have the possibility of international connectivity via the flash meeting or video conferencing system, and they have the possibility to prepare the session in advance if the videos are available prior to the conference. There's some organizational and time benefits, less travel expenses, less time consumption for the author, and they create an option for participation. If the threshold, the money is not available for a flight from South Africa to Germany or from Latin America to Germany for the conference, then this creates an option for participation, even it's not as good as being physical at the conference and then interact with all the scientists which are available at the conference. Nevertheless, the long-term impact is the reduction of the carbon footprint of such a conference, which is also a benefit, more general, not for the author participants. It's more an environmental benefit of a meeting structure. So here the following slide shows how discussion in the video conferencing system takes place. So the biggest meeting point is the regional meeting point, where from the bigger region people come together at a certain point where they join the conference track. A local meeting is smaller, 3 to 5 people which join the conference. A regional meeting point was established last year in El Salvador under the guidance of the Ministry of Health in El Salvador, and so local meeting points are at the university at Koblenz-Landau, where 3 to 5 people joined the conference, and there are quite a few single users from the Yale University in the US, and single users from India and other places in the world. For the future, it would be good to have a single user interaction via a smartphone with the integrated camera. This provides the option that with own devices you can interact with the author. If it's available, that a channel is open for direct interaction with the author during the flash meeting. But this mobile clients for the video conference system are not operational at the moment. There has to be a bit more work. What are the conferencing systems that that we used. We tested Flash meeting in the meetings before, but in the future the open source environment Open Meeting will be used. It's open source and it's very stable. You can put also presentations in that environment, make comments from different participants. This seems to be a very good option for the future. The following slide shows how it looks in the agenda. So there's an opening from the Ministry of Health of El Salvador. For example, there was a 5 minutes introduction as a video from Maria Isabel Rodriguez with the Minister of Health from El Salvador, and the second was the opening flash meeting from Professor Pascal Michel from the Public Health Agency in Canada, 20 minutes, and you have a link to the next video in the session from India. And so you can directly link. It's browser based, so you can, with a click, you can go to the video, and with a click you go into the flash meeting for discussion and interaction. It's just integrated in the agenda of the conference. So what has been accomplished for the support material for the authors? So the authors are coming from different disciplines. They are not necessarily have the background of computer science or ICT. So that is necessary that they have screencast video material tutorials so that they can create the video for the conference with open source software or free installed software which is available on the 3 operating system Linux, Mac and Windows. And this was developed during the 86 follow-up initiative and will be available also for the GDM conference in the future. It's free, open content and usable. The slides are created with open source software. It's LibreOffice or OpenOffice. And from the OpenOffice, the PNG images are exported by the export function as an HTML file, and this PNG image are used for the video editing system. So you copy the slides into video editing system, extend them to the length of the comment, which is a recorded MP3 file, and then all the material is put together in a video loaded on YouTube, on the YouTube channel, and this is how the video would look like in the YouTube channel. You see the slides, and in the playback mode of the video YouTube channel you can just view the presentation without the option of interaction, of course. Even for the first try of this pilot conference in the UN OSA framework, United Nations framework at the UN campus in Bonn, we got all the videos more or less in time so that they can be used during the conference, then presented as promoted in the agenda at the right time and right place at the different regional meeting points. This is how the web-based system for the video conference system works. You just start the browser, you need an up-to-date flash for that, and then you can use the video conferencing system without registration for the conference. So on the right side you see all the participants. Only one participant can speak. You can interrupt the speaker, and this audio technique that only one can speak and the others could interrupt the speaker, but mainly they listen to them, and then if they want to speak they raise their hand. It's visible in the conference system, and in a queue they get the right to ask questions and provide comments to the speaker, and this is a very organized way of contributing via a video conferencing system. At the United Nations campus in Bonn we measured the network traffic for the meeting, and we had at maximum 19 international regional meeting points for the conference, and this network traffic created really acceptable network traffic for the video conferencing system. The generic principle of this virtual participation mode of a conference is a movement from high-cost solution to low-cost solution. Of course, sometimes you lose precision, performance, acceptance of participants, options for interaction. So from moving from high cost to low cost solution, there could be a decline of features, a decline of quality. On the other hand, we can reduce the total cost of ownership, so the money that's needed to provide a certain solution for conferencing. But on the other hand, we can increase the number of people that can afford and apply for the solution. This is also a positive option, moving from high cost to low cost solution. And at least we can increase the repetition or the resolution of experiments from high cost to low cost solution. We can integrate more people by the virtual conferencing mode, and this is a big opportunity. And so what does that mean for a conference? So when you have a lot of face-to-face communication, or you have high travel expenses, so face-to-face communication, face-to-face conference tracks lead maybe to less participants. And if you have a mixed mode, like with the regional meeting points and virtual international connectivity, so the travel expenses are still there to travel to the regional meeting point, but at least the travel expenses are reduced. The underlying principle is very simple. By reducing the cost to join the conference, more participants will be able to join the conference. This is especially relevant for institutions that have a huge decline of funding, availability of financial resources and time. So this is maybe the case in the developing world. Now we look on the concept of the open community approach. Why do we look on that? Open community is a generalization of the concept of open source to other collaborative effort. The term open for an open community refers to the opportunity for anyone to join and contribute to the collaborative effort. The direction and the goals are determined collaboratively by all members of the community. The resulting work, the product, is made available under a free license so that all communities can adapt and build on them. For example, a product could be a learning environment for primary schools that support spatial perceptions of risk. On the other hand, it could be a scientific contribution where they have collaborative effort. One in developing countries, one in the developed world will have structural equivalent tasks, and they try to identify problems and challenges in their task in different countries. What is the objective of an open community? We mentioned also the low cost, so we want to create a low cost environment for participation. So reduction of the cost creates an opportunity to join a conference. The virtual presentation is better than no participation. If you cannot afford to join a conference, then the virtual participation mode might have less quality of interaction, but at least facilitates the opportunity to join the conference. Furthermore, the virtual participation could be used for preparation of a face-to-face collaboration. Nevertheless, without a network of trust, it is difficult to do this preparation. But anyhow, if a video connectivity is better than no connectivity. Having direct contact to researchers from developing countries could be also a benefit for direct interchange and visibility of research interests from developing countries also on the GDM conference. So what can be derived from the United Nations conference at the UN campus in Bonn and in El Salvador with the regional meeting points and the virtual connectivity for the GDM conference? The first thing is that we create a conference track for scientists that have already established a trusted network of collaboration. For example, in terms of spatial sense, risk perception, and mathematical modeling, for example. This trusted network is used to create a regional meeting point at the GDM conference and in the country which is internationally connected to the GDM conference. So a couple of sciences during the pilot phase could be possible, where 3 to 5 people at a local meeting point connect to the GDM conference. They have the face-to-face communication, in that international regional meeting point or local meeting point, and they have the face-to-face communication at the regional meeting point at the virtual conference track at the GDM conference, and this linkage will be visible at the in the track sessions as well. Virtual presentations are better than no participations, for example, for developing countries. Then the possibility to join and interact with scientists from the GDM conference is facilitated. Virtual sessions at the GDM complement scientific face-to-face collaboration, and this is a recommendation that could lead to more face-to-face interaction in the future. The one recommendation also derived from the United Nations virtual conferences extends discussions time for with the ratio 2:1. So 20 minutes discussion time and 10 minutes presentation. For direct contact to the researcher from developing countries, this discussion time is valuable to get into more detailed questions, and this benefit should be turn it upside down. What is the time for the presentation? What is the time for the question? This is really important, a recommendation provided by the participants that joined the virtual conference. What steps do we reach? What are the conclusions? The IT infrastructure and collaborative environment is available in open source and was tested. The thematic conference track should be slightly transformed, this section, and will be announced for the mathematics education subject for international collaboration. An international regional meeting point will be organized by the track chair with 5 to 10 participants, so that extend a network of trust, maybe for 2 to 3 participants that know each other, and they are located at the different regional meeting points. And there must be a kind of suggestion for the conference fee, maybe equivalent to the teacher's day fee for presentations that are only done on the virtual conference track from the international regional meeting point. A separate flash meetings room should be established for special interest groups. So if you are leaving the conference track, there must be an opportunity where scientists from one country to another country can interact and use a private video conference room for special interest they want to talk about. There's one requirement that is necessary for international collaboration. This is the track language should be English in comparison to the main language spoken at the GDM conference, which is German, but that is a requirement that is necessary anyway for the international collaboration. So thank you for watching this video, and we will be available in the session afterwards in Flash meeting. Special acknowledgements to Dr. Melanie Platz for the support of the Action Team 6 follow-up initiative, Matthias Größler the same, Jörg, Rapp and Stefanie Buchheit for contribution to spatial risk perception. So see you at the Flash meeting, and thank you for watching this video.